Hi, I'm Eric, and this is Todd from Prairie Land Towing. I wanted to talk today about synthetic rope versus wire rope. And Todd, I notice in a lot of your trucks that you have synthetic rope now versus the wire rope. Why did you decide to switch over to synthetic?
A lot of positives about the synthetics. We switched to synthetics based on, we had some tensioner issues. You can completely eliminate the tensioners on a carrier when you go to synthetic rope. We had a lot of roller issues as well, where rollers were grooving out and we had to constantly replace those.
Okay.
So those rollers don't get the damage as well.
And so these are the benefits now that you've seen from synthetic rope.
Absolutely.
Okay. When you made the switch over from the wire rope to synthetic rope, was that difficult? Was there anything that you had to do specially with your trucks?
It was a little difficult in the beginning. We had to make sure that our drums were clean. We had to make sure that our snatch blocks were new. You have any type of chafing or sharp objects on your truck, you got to clean those out because the synthetic's going to break. But it took a little bit it was a huge learning curve on the driver's standpoint as well.
Have you gotten feedback from your drivers with respect to synthetic versus wire rope?
Absolutely. The synthetic is much more safe, I believe. If you have a breakage or failure, you're not going to have a damage or some type of injury in that situation. At the same time, it cuts with your hands, poking through your gloves. It floats, it's lighter. There's a ton of different benefits the drivers have come back and said this is a great use of our dollars.
Okay. If you were to give advice to another wrecker or another tow company about synthetic versus wire rope, what would you tell them?
Hands down, absolutely go synthetic. It is safer. It's by far cleaner. You don't have that cable and chain lube on a rope all the time that's mudding up your gloves that then transports the truck, that transports to the vehicle's car, or the customer's vehicle. So it's a much cleaner rope. There's no memory to it. There's no tensioners. I mean, that was a huge piece. I think when we did switch, going back to that, every day I would hound guys to make sure you rewrap your cable, make sure it's clean, you don't get flat spots and whatnot. By going to synthetic, you eliminate the tensioner and it can be wrapped any which way it wants to be. It may not look pretty, but it's never going to have a bad spot because it flat spotted or because it got twisted up in some way, shape, or form. And when you go to pull that line out now, there's a lot less work comp claims because when the tensioner with a steel rope, sometimes these guys really have to yank on them because it gets stuck, especially in the winter.
Okay.
With a light rope, you literally one hand and pulls right out nice and easy.
So you'll be continuing to use synthetic rope?
Absolutely, we'll continue to use synthetic rope.
Todd, I really appreciate it. With Todd at Prairie Land Towing, I'm Eric. Stay safe out there.